Hey folks, how's everybody doing? So, question today. Let's get some public feedback here. So suppose this conversation, this video is going to be based around, so where are the actual cards? Huh? That's really what the question is. Everybody tells me over and over. You know what they say to me? Rudy, there are so many cards. There are so many printed of revised. They can't go up in price. They can't stay up. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. So then where are they? The question is, where's the supply? I want to focus on revised and even all these old sets. We're gonna start. I just want to start with revised and kind of go backwards. So honestly, let's talk about revised. Revised supposedly has what? 250 to 300,000 cards, right? Isn't that supposedly how many cards there are of the rares? So if revised has 250 to 300,000 of every revised rare, for the 10 dual lands, that would be between 2.5 and 3 million dual lands in the world. Okay? For revised. Okay? Tons of supply. Shouldn't be rare. That's why they can't go up in value. Yada, yada, yada. Same old story. That's what we've all been told over and over and over, right? That's the story over and over and over, huh? So where are they? Who has them? In all reality, taco basement, investor scum, whatever. In reality, where are the cards? That's the conversation I swear I've had so many times, and I never get an answer. Where are the cards? If you go on eBay at any given time, the average revised dual land will be as low as 50 and as high as 200 for the amount that are for sale in the open market. So most people will argue that, oh, well, most of them are just in investors' collections and you just can't get them because investors have all of them, right? That's kind of how it works, you know? They're all in investor collections. You can't access any of them. Diamond hands, blah, blah, blah. You can't get them. They're all hoarded at this point. And I don't understand. I just don't know if I believe that. I've seen big collections, breathtaking collections over the years. Been there, done that. I've seen all that stuff. But let me tell you something. I've never seen somebody who has like 50,000, revised Underground Seas or 50,000 revised, what? Wheel of Fortunes? And this is a conversation I've had with many people. And I bring it up, and it always kind of comes back to a similar thing. Everyone just kind of says, well, I don't know. I mean, are the numbers real? I mean, are they really that high? Are they all being hoarded by really quiet people who've never come forward? Are the cards really lost? Have we miscalculated how many cards were trashed, destroyed, and lost over the years? See, these are the questions that really kind of spark a lot of very bizarre thought processes. And that's what makes me make decisions, especially to continue to buy or continue to do deals or transactions, because the numbers don't add up. That's my personal opinion. That's the whole point of this video, is the numbers don't add up. It's the same thing when people talk to me about over and over with actual, the old booster boxes. It was the same concept 100 times over. Everyone said, oh, Rudy, no, revised booster boxes. There's so many in the world. There's got to be thousands of revised boxes left. You know how many people are hoarding all these boxes? Where are they? I don't understand how there can be a 250,000 print run of every revised rare, yet on the open market, they just don't exist. And I know some people are saying, oh, they're all just in big collections and people who just refuse to sell them, this and that. I don't know. I'm very skeptical because the numbers don't add up. How can there be 250,000 of each dual land, which is literally almost 3 million revised dual lands that were created in this world? Out of those 3 million, how can there literally not even be 1% for sale? Huh? How can the number of the amount on the open market be so far off from the supposed supply that exists? And I know the argument is, well, either they don't exist, or they were trashed along the years, or they're in collections people don't want to sell at any given time, or it seems about, I don't get it. And let's go over, seriously, let's go to Legends, okay? Even the dark, I'm gonna pick on Legends. You hit Legends on eBay, TCG Player, your little European market, I don't care what website, company, store, whatever you want to use. Seriously, go online, okay? Pick a Legends card. Let's pick, I don't even know, Moat. You know, infamous Moat. Or Tabernacle, a Tabby, right? But no, let's pick Moat. Moat was like such an iconic card of 2016 of that infamous dude, that Craig guy who started the buyout and really changed the world of Magic collectors and evil investors. He was that initial spark. No one will ever forget that. So let's pick on Moat. Okay? How many Legends rares are there? 30? 40,000 of each Legends rare? Doesn't matter. 50,000? 20,000? Let's just say in the middle. Let's say there's 30,000 of every Legends rare. Where are the cards? I swear in the last 6 to 12 months, the more research I've done, and after all these years of doing these deals and transactions, and the more I continue to learn, I've become more and more skeptical of these supposed print runs or supply numbers. Like, I'm wondering if, like, sure, that print run or disclosed number that was confirmed by Wizards years ago, what if that number was authentic, but not all of that made it to market? What if only 90% of that made it to market, of that 90%, 30% of it was like demoed and thrown away at the beginning? Like, something's off. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? I've felt for a long time, and I don't have a way to know. Nobody really does, unless we tracked every card or stamped it with a blacklight serial number. Because, I mean, I've learned that sealed boxes the market was so wrong. Because everybody thought there was so much investors hoarding sealed boxes and this and that. Everybody felt that way for the entire 5-6 years I've been on YouTube. And the reality was everybody was wrong. Even I was wrong. I thought there was a lot more than turns out to really be in existence. So if that data was so surprising and wrong with the sealed product, what about the single cards that were converted from the sealed product? You know, how many packages have been lost in the mail? How many have been destroyed? How many have been lost in a fire or a flood or a Hurricane Rudy or some sort of tornado or earthquake or wildfire or alien invasion or, you know, probed by a big green? Anyways, I don't, that's what makes me skeptical. That continues to this day, makes me very hesitant to even believe the numbers that we've been told. And who told us these numbers? Wizards and the company at the beginning? I mean, should we really believe that data? I mean, look at over the years. I mean, should we really believe that data? You know, and that's the thing, is that it's just, I don't know. I don't understand how even, like, jump to Arabian Nights. What are there, 20,000 of the U2s and 30,000 of the U3s? Isn't that supposedly what was told from Wizards and the accurate information? Okay, so that's what, 30,000 of each Library of Alexandria and 30,000 bazaars? So what, Rudy's cornered the market of bazaars by holding 100 of them? That doesn't make sense. How can there be 30,000 and like even like a big whale that has, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or 100 copies? It doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't even justify any form of supply movement. And how come there's never a random time, even in 2020 panic, or even when investors or whatever, why isn't there ever a moment like when all of a sudden a huge batch hits the open market? If that many people all have them spread around, you know, what if there was a time when somebody, you know, why isn't there some random moment in time, since it's all random and a bunch of people supposedly, that all of a sudden, you know, 1,000 people put their card online and the supply of workshops or bazaar of libraries or whatever, why isn't there some random moment in time where all of a sudden a bunch shows up on eBay? And why doesn't that ever happen? Why doesn't it ever happen where there's a single moment in time when the supply of Mishra's Workshop or Library Lola's Library of Alexandria pops on eBay and you go, oh my God, guys, I checked the Library of Alexandria this morning. Did you see that? Normally there's only like, what, 30, 20, 10? How many are for sale on eBay? 5? And oh yeah, I checked this morning, guys, and there was like 700 for sale. And that seems more realistic. Or at least 100 or 200. And if that ratio is correct, shouldn't the revised dual lands, if there's almost 300,000, 280,000 of each revised dual, well, I mean, shouldn't 1% be on the market at least at any given time? 1 to 5% or something? Even 1%? Are you kidding me? Do you guys realize 1% would be almost 3,000 dual lands of each dual land for sale? That'd be 30,000 revised duels on eBay. or eBay, TCG Player, and every major website. Like, that never happens. Like, ever. I mean, are you guys just going to say, oh, well, you know, big collections, diamond hands isn't... Yeah, but you know, after so many years, there was always going to be some random moment where the price is so high, a batch hits the market. Or the price is tanked because an economic thing happens. Oh, I don't know, 2020 or 2000, even in 2008. For those of you who weren't around that long ago, in 2008, when I was buying in actually alpha beta PSA 10s only, mostly at that time, in sealed product, let me tell you something. Even in the crash of 08, the amount of Moxins, like a beta Moxes that would be on eBay, instead of maybe like, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 of each Mox, there'd be a time where maybe like, I don't know, 8 or 9 would pop on eBay. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't make sense. Like, I've talked about this so many times with so many people, and it never makes sense to me. None of it ever adds up. And I don't understand. And it makes me, I'm getting to the point as I get older and, you know, sip on more tinfoil hat chemicals of Florida man. You know, I'm really wondering, and I really am wondering, is all that information we were told about Wizards print run and all this initial stuff, is it really that? And if it is that, did that amount actually make, just because it was printed, did it make it to circulation? Did it get hoarded by the, does Wizards really have this hidden vault with, you know, all this hidden stuff where they keep, you know, I don't know, 5% of the print run? Is there something like that out there? I don't know if I'm coming, are you guys understanding kind of what my perspective is here? Is that based on the amount of rares and based on the data that we know what the print runs are, it doesn't add up. I mean, do you want to jump to the, what should we jump to? Oh, let's jump, okay, Urza's Saga, Cradles. Should we talk, Urza's Legacy Destiny. Okay, if there's that many and the print run was increased that much, where's all the Grim Monoliths? Where's all the Cradles? Isn't Cradle, people are telling me Cradles are supposed to have like a print run. They're supposed to be like 50 to like 100,000 Cradles. I've heard the goofiest crap. I've heard as low as 50,000 Cradles and as high as almost 100,000. Then there's, I mean, what? And that card was good from day one. It's not like it was a bad card that people pulled from a pack and trash. It was always the hot card. It was always sought after. Maybe not number 1 on the list, but it was always sought after. You guys see what I'm talking about here? Has anybody questioned that? Because to me, those are the things that keep me up at night and make me go, maybe something's off. Maybe those numbers really aren't the numbers that we've all been believing for the last, I don't know, 20 years. You know, since this reserve list, this and that, did they purposely tell us a rounded even number? I mean, or was the product destroyed? Was it given away? Was it used as test product and a lot of it doesn't exist? Because all I'm telling everyone is based on what I see. And you guys should all be the same way. When you look on the open market and you go on these websites and you go on all these stores and you track and you watch, and when you watch and look at this stuff for 5, 10, 20 years like I've been doing, I've never seen where, and it's funny because over the years I've seen certain cards come to market and it's the same card that changes hands. I've seen this multiples of the same Lotus, multiples of the same, especially signed cards, you recognize them. And I've seen certain cards with certain damage, certain power cards, certain ABU cards, certain bazaars. I've seen the same ones come to market multiple times. It's the same card bouncing around when someone buys it for 500 and then it pops to 1,000. They double their money, they lock it in, they think they're hot, they're a hot Timmy Empire. And, and here we are. How can there be 30,000 libraries and 30,000 bazaars and 50,000 cradles or whatever the actual, who knows what the real number is, and even the number they say, is just because that was printed, did all that make it to market? Was that actually distributed? I mean, most card games, when there's a set print run, there's always a small variance of issues or slightly under, slightly over based on variance or damage or issue. Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I really don't understand how that, especially really rare or expensive stuff of value. And again, many people point to attrition. They say, Rudy, don't underestimate natural attrition over a long period of time. And that's a whole different interesting topic. Because I've had conversations where people talk about the amount of natural loss that occurs in a large sample size, that's a very interesting concept. Like somebody told me there was a natural loss of 1% that's adjusted for the remaining 1% by compounding. Every year, 1% of the product is lost. What does anybody think of that? Do you guys think that's kind of bamboozly? And I said, okay, well, 1%. Okay, so if there's 30,000 libraries of Alexandrias, or 30,000 20,000 Dijins. I said, okay, so if there's 30,000, if 1% every year is lost, you would start 30,000. That means the first year, 300 would be lost. Year 2, you would start off with 29,700. So then 290 what? 7 would be lost. You see what I'm saying? So by year 10, that number keeps adjusting 1% for the remainder supply. So it kind of has diminishing returns. I thought that was a very interesting concept that I had an individual present to me, and it made me go, well, that's a possibility. That's something that could very well be possible. So if you believe that theory and that concept, after almost 30 years, well, I mean, you adjust 1% erosion over a 30-year time frame. Well, I mean, what is that? I don't have the numbers offhand, but I would take a guess. That's probably going to bring you down to about between 20 and 35% of the remainder supply, right? That would be my guess. If you lose 1% and the number adjusts also compounds inversely, wouldn't that bring you to about like what, 20 to 30, maybe 40% of the remainder supply? And that makes more sense because if there's only a third of the cards left, that makes more sense to me. That would mean if a library has a 30,000 print run, there's only a third left. That would mean 9 to 10,000 are left. Now that is something I actually think is more realistic because that means, okay, if there's maybe 100 on the open market at any given time between every website and every location in eBay in Europe and US, and I said, okay, well if there's 9 to 10,000 and 100 are on the open market, okay, that's 1 to 2% of supply is on the market at any given time, and the others are in collections. Like, okay. That makes sense. I get that. And I guess the question is, I've always believed half the supply still exists. And some people out there actually are really bearish and negative compared to even my goofiness. People have told me, no, Rudy, I think there's 10% left. I said, what? People have no joke told me that they believe old Magic cards are down to probably like less than 10% of the initial print run are left in the world. And, I find that that's a kind of almost a hot take category because I have a hard time believing that less than 10% would be left. But, big giant round but, giggity. Is that really impossible? Based on natural attrition and natural losses and teachers and satanic cards and all these things in the past and lost in the mail and theft and natural disasters and people moving and just garage sales and, if you think, what the heck, why is there a 0 written on that card? Stupid. And I thought, well, let's pretend for a moment that there's only 10% left. Now, of course, some cards will have maybe 20, 30% left. Some will have 5% left. There's going to be a variance. There are certain situations that I kind of believe that actually would be possible. And there's other situations I said, nah, there's got to be way more than that. And of course, there's going to be variance to it. But, I don't know. But I guess my comment to everybody who's actually listening to me ramble about this weird conversation is if there was ever a time where we could get some sort of more definitive data, what would that do? Like, what would happen if the world genuinely found out that, like, ABU 4 Horsemen cards and sets were genuinely down to what? I guess we could say if they genuinely only had 10% left. What would that do to the market? Would it create like a flippin' panic? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of stuff that makes me go, I don't know what the impact of that would mean long term. Because look what happened to like Pokemon or like Flesh and Blood when they released print run data. And it turns out, the numbers are less than what everybody anticipated. The market swings immediately. Like everybody, like people, stores, everyone goes, oh my God, wait, what? This is more, this is less, I need to buy more of these. Like immediately there's a market like knee-jerk reaction. And I don't know, everybody. as we start to approach the 30-year anniversary of Magic in the next, what, 20 months? Something like that? I don't know. In what, 2000, what was that? Oh my God, 1993, 03, 13. Jeez, yeah, I guess we are approaching the 30th anniversary. It's like, is that really true? Anyways, yeah, I guess so. As we approach that, I'm really starting to wonder how far off, as these things get older and older, especially bulk or dumb cards like Bazaar of Baghdad that were considered junk for the first couple years of Magic's life. They were like $6 cards, and Library of Alexandria was always popular. In other words, those cards that were not sought after at the beginning. They were deemed as garbage cards, not cards out of the gate that everybody knew would be good. You know, those cards really make me question it. And, you know, I don't know what that would mean because, man, holy crap. Can you guys imagine what that would mean if there's like 10% left of certain cards? Like Mishra's Workshop, instead of like 30,000 workshops being left, there was actually only a couple thousand. And, you know, I don't know if I'd be that surprised. Because if I go on eBay again and hit Mishra's Workshop, or I don't know, Serendib Djinn Orifrit, or, you know, any of these things, Tabbies, you know, Moats, Chains of Mess, you know, the 4 Black Horsemen, you know, Abyss, Nether Void, Chains, and All Hallows Eve, the 4 Legends, man. Those things are legendary. They're amazing. You know, and you go on eBay and you look it up and you go, wait a minute, there's like 6 for sale. And like they're like ridiculously overpriced. Where are the rest of them? I thought these cards had print runs of like 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this artifact stack here. I was doing these sleeves and moving this stuff around, getting these old dirty 30-year-old card sleeves that are stuck, trying to get rid of this. And I was just thinking about that, so I decided to turn the camera on real quick and just really, like, where are the cards? Like, that's the name of this video. Where are they? If the numbers are really that high, I don't understand. Like beta. Oh, no. Okay, here's a good one. Unlimited. Okay. Unlimited power. Unlimited Black Lotus. See, Black Lotus, everybody knows. Unlimited has what? How many? How many are there? What, 20, 30? I don't even remember what they are. What, 10, 20, 30? Well, okay, alpha rares are what, 1,100 or 1,000? Beta's like 3,000. So unlimited rares are what, 10,000-ish? Plus or minus 10%? 10,000 for each unlimited rare. 10,000. Where on earth are the 10,000 unlimited, you know, mocks? 5 mocks times 10,000. Where are the 50,000 unlimited Moxins? Where are the 50,000? You get the point.